going to go ahead and get started. We're going to have 4 different areas today we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about student services. We're going to talk about the rec center. We're going to talk a little bit about MT One Stop. You hear us talking about that a lot. And health services. Just a quick overview. We've spent a lot of time in our Next Step webinars talking about the vaccinations and how to use that. And what are expected. So we're just going to give a very quick overview on health services. So we're going to give most of our time today to the student services side and the rec center. So Dr. Jonelle Hensley is going to talk about all of the services that you have here on campus to help you academically. And Mr. Stone is going to talk to you about everything that is recreational and how to keep yourself healthy. So we're going to do the whole holistic student today. All right, so I am going to attempt. Do you have the ability to share your screen, Dr. Hensley?
You have to give me
I have to give you permission.
Co-host, yes.
Okay, let me get rid of my. Okay, do you have it now?
Let's see. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So I'll go ahead.
So if you would like to introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about.
You need to see my email, but
yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, I thought I turned that on, but ignore it anyway. So hello, everyone, and good morning, wherever you are. I hope it's morning somewhere. I am so excited to meet you and to welcome you to our True Blue family. Like you, many years ago, I was doing the same thing, traveling into America as an international student. I think it's probably about 30 years ago or so. So I'm so excited to always talk to you. Today, I'm going to talk to you from the perspective of the Office of Student Success. I have been at MTSU. I think I'm getting ready to start my 11th year at MTSU. So I'm so excited about that. But I'm excited because I've had the opportunity to work as a faculty, as a student affairs administrator, and now in academic affairs, working in the Office of Student Success. So a little bit about who we are. There are several people in our area in leadership. And so our leader is Dr. Rick Sluter, and he does a lot of helping us to steer our attention on the things that are important for your persistence, meaning that you are able to go to the next level in your academic careers and academic pursuit. And then we have Dr. Michelle Arnold, and she oversees our early arrival program, but also work with a lot of the retention and persistence and work with the university as a whole as we move our goals into those strategic areas for academic success. And then I am Dr. Jonelle Hensley, and I assist with or lead our tutoring, our supplementary instruction. I work with our Upward Bound program and also help students to have retention, and then also graduation, my favorite thing that's coming up in a few days. Also in our office, we have, and I hope each and every one of you will come to our office. I would like to meet every single person on the call today. If you come in, we're in Peck Hall, and I'll share that information later, but I would love to meet everyone on the call. We also have our assistant director for our early arrival program. And these are students who are coming in early, and I'll talk a little bit about this as we go on. We also have Bianca Washington, and she is our director for our Upward Bound program, which we focus in on high school students and getting them into college. And then Kendrick assists with that program. He's our academic coordinator. And then when you come in to meet me and our staff, you will be greeted by Kathy Hill, and she's in the front office. So you just come in and Kathy will definitely come and get me so that I can meet you. Each and every one of you, I want to meet you. So what do we offer? I work with the advisors. And so advising will help you with your course. They will help you with any challenges that you are having. They are that person that will put you in the right direction. So one of the important things I want to say to you is meet your advisor, becomes friends with your advisors, and use your advisors as a a facilitator, a person who can definitely help you get through these academic semesters here at MTSU. If you're just here for one semester or if you're here for 4 years, I would encourage you to build strong relationships with your advisor. Again, I talked about our early arrival program, which is our scholars, and I'll talk more about that. We offer tutoring, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Supplemental instruction, similar to tutoring in a way, but it's just structured a little different. And then we have some student support, academic support, and then of course we also have the Upper Bound program in our office. So a little bit about our early arrival program. These are students who are coming in 2 weeks before school starts. And what we do is we help them get acclimated to campus. We introduce them to a lot of the areas that they would need to help them to be successful. They meet with our deans. They embarked in sitting in classes, talking with professors. It gives them this sense of belonging, this acclimation to campus, to feel like they have an early start before they start. And then they build their relationship. They find their people. And we know that that's important. And then they build that support system. So they get really familiar with the campus. And so they come in 2 weeks. And I hope that we will start to extend this next year to our international students. Those of you that have the opportunity to come in a little earlier, we're going to try to establish some relationships so that we can get you in and we can start building those relationships as well with you. And so that's our early arrival program. We have tutoring courses. And one of the things that we do is we try to figure out those high courses that students really struggle with and need help with, but we do have tutoring for all of our courses. So these are some of the highlighted courses that I wanted to share with you. And you can go to our websites, which I'll show you at the end, and be able to sign in our tutoring spot at the library, or we have online tutoring. So if you need to meet virtually, we can also meet virtually like we are doing now with a tutor. So these are the various courses that we will offer tutoring in. Then I talked a little bit about a supplement instruction. Our supplement instruction, these are student-led leaders who have done well in these courses, and they work a lot strongly with the professors, and they have study groups. They help students come together in a group setting and help them to really strengthen their academics in these various courses. And so the courses will change based on what we're offering in the semester, but these are some of the courses that we do have offering with. And so there may be someone who is in your class who is not really on the class register. It may be your supplement supplement leader, I'm sorry, who is working with your professor to make sure that they are helping you to be successful in the classroom. And then we also offer academic support. So outside of the academic rigor at the classroom, if you need help with sitting down with someone in our for our academic services, say you get all of your syllables and all of your outline, but you don't know how to organize that, how to create a good time management skill for that, how to create study habits and skills, how to take a test strategy. We have someone in our tutoring center who will work with you one-on-one to do those things. So if you feel like in that first week you went to class and you have all of this information and you want to make sense of that, you want to put it in a strategic timetable, make goals that matches your ability to and have some skills to study, then I encourage you to go by our tutoring center in the library and meet with our meet with our leader who's going to help you to navigate that. And his name is Lewis Gray. So if you go into the library and ask for Mr. Lewis Gray, Mr. Lewis Gray can definitely sit down with you and help you through these skills. So I just want you to know that we are committed to your success and we want you to graduate in 4 years. Those of you that are just here for a semester or more, we want you to have the best experience and we want to support you while you're here. So please stop by and see us in Peck Hall, room 142. We're not too far away from the international office. And so if you're over there, just come by. I really want to meet everyone. Thank you.
When we have our orientation week, we always invite Lewis to come and speak to our students. And so I find it valuable when I go, but he does such an amazing job of explaining, how to address the professors and how to navigate the syllabus alone for some of our students is a brand new document they've never seen before, but he's always done a really, really good job of acclimating our students. So we appreciate his help.
Yes, he emailed me yesterday and told me.
Yes, yes, I'm going to send that invite really soon. Um, Mr. Stone, do you have a PowerPoint presentation, or would you just like to
I
tell us
do have
everything
a
we can do over there?
I do have a quick PowerPoint presentation, and if we can't
Wonderful.
get it to work, then I can wing it. And so,
Oh, okay. I got to give you permission again.
Yep.
I think I still have it. Are you able to share now?
let's see.
There we go. Well,
Well, here we go.
we got your Zoom page.
There we go.
There we go. Perfect.
All right. How's everybody doing, by the way? It's Friday. This is sort of exciting. Let's get that out of the way. So, campus recreation, we're excited to, of course, always have people come over and visit us at Campus Rec. It is a 200,000 square foot facility here on campus that is generally open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Most of the week, except on weekends, we have a little bit different hours. It's beyond a space to recreate. That's what we always tell people. Of course, you could come in. We have 6 basketball courts. We have a pool. We have a functional fit room. We have a weight room. We have an indoor soccer arena. We have table tennis. We have all these neat things. But I always tell people the magic is what happens inside the building. And I always say you can come into our facility and find at least 7 things to participate in every single day. So let's jump into those things. We have a bunch of different areas for you to participate in. Of course, aquatics, if you want to learn to swim or do lap swim. Of course, we have a diving board as well. We have a club sports program. So if you like to participate in sports and are highly competitive beyond the intramural side of things, then that's a great space to get and meet other people and compete against other universities. We have a fitness and wellness program where we have roughly and I'll jump into these a little bit more in depth, but group fitness classes, personal training, intramural sports program, where last year I think we had 13 different leagues. Then we have a huge outdoor pursuits program where we take students on adventure trips all throughout the United States. So let's dip in. So we actually have an outdoor pool and an indoor pool. Our outdoor pool will extend, I think, usually till the end of September, and then we'll start closing it down when the cooler temperatures come in. But our indoor pool as well is open year round. And like I said, we have lap swim, we have free swim. We actually have swim lessons for people to participate in. And then we also do lifeguarding certifications if that's something you're interested in. Club sports. Club sports is a little bit more focused than intramural sports. Like I said, with our club sports program is highly competitive. We pay for students to actually travel and compete against other sport teams, other universities. And right now we have badminton, bass fishing, disc golf, esports, fencing, ice hockey, lacrosse, rugby, soccer, volleyball, swimming. We actually have a water ski team, which is pretty neat. But the other side of it is too, if you are here for 4 years or 5 or whatever it may be, and want to form a club sport team, we actually can help you with that and get you on board with that. So with our fitness and wellness program, this is a pretty awesome program for you as students to participate in. To start, we have group fitness classes. We average between 30 to 40 classes a week that students can participate in, and they are free for students. So we have yoga classes, high intensity interval training classes, typical strength-based classes, dance fit classes. It's a variety of things for students to participate in, and those classes are offered in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. So we try to accommodate everybody's schedule. We also have training programs, whether it's personal training. These do have a cost associated with them, but they're a pretty small cost for students. We have what we call a MyFit program. which is about 3 to 4 sessions with a personal trainer to get you on track for a fitness program. Then we also have what we call Freshman Fit. And with Freshman Fit, it's anybody who's coming in their first year. It is a semester-long program where we pair a group of people up with a personal trainer and one of our nutrition mentors. And then they get instruction throughout the entire semester on how to live that healthy lifestyle while on campus, how to eat healthier, how to get their exercise in every week to form good habits. And that is a very cheap cost associated with that. I want to say it's $35, if I'm correct, for the entire semester. And then lastly, we actually partner with our nutrition and dietetics program where we employ our nutrition team. And we work with students on healthy eating throughout their time here. We work especially with our campus nutritionist and dietitian on working with those who have allergies and food allergies, and work with Aramark on that as well. Next. Oh, of course, here's our pictures of our fitness program. Let's talk about our outdoor program. Our outdoor program, and this is an awesome way to see the United States. I always tell people definitely get involved and jump on board with this, especially if you want to travel and see some pretty cool places, not just Tennessee, but outside of Tennessee. To start, we have a climbing wall that you can utilize anytime between 4 o'clock and 9 o'clock at night that is staffed by us. We also have an equipment rental program. So if you'd like to come in and go ahead and get your own equipment, whether it's backpacking, kayaking, canoeing, any type of outdoor equipment that gets you outside, we actually rent that to students and the public. Then we also have a bike shop. I know a lot of students don't have cars on campus, so we actually have a huge fleet of rental bikes that we check out to students that can get you to the grocery store, get you across campus. We also fix and repair bikes. So that's another thing that we do to help students out, get on 2 wheels and get out and get to the grocery store, whatever it may be. And then lastly, we have a huge trips and clinic program. This semester, I believe we'll be running 18 trips. And these trips are backpacking, rock climbing, whitewater kayaking, day hikes, and it's all geared towards people who've never really done it before. We actually have student trip leaders who will take you like to these locations. So it's not just old people like myself that you're relating to, but you actually get to form friendships with other students. These have a real small cost associated with them, and our costs always include transportation to and from, all the instruction, all the equipment. Basically, the only thing it doesn't include is food. And like I said, this is geared towards beginners, whoever want to participate. You don't have to have any experience whatsoever. We also do different clinics. So if there's a skill, outdoor skill, whether it's rock climbing or kayak roll or anything like that you'd like to learn, we offer these clinics throughout the semester for you to participate in. And here you'll see, as you come into the rec center, straight ahead is our outdoor equipment rental center, and MTOP, Middle Tennessee Outdoor Pursuits is what it's short for. So as soon as you walk in, you see that big MT right underneath it. That's where we're located at for the outdoor program. And of course, you'll see our kayaking trips and our climbing wall and whatnot. Awesome program. The only downside is trips tend to sell out really quick once school starts. So, and we'll talk about schedules here in a little bit. So talked about the rec center itself and all the amenities that we have. This sort of just rehashes those. But yes, definitely all sorts of space for you to participate or to come in and do your own thing. I always tell people, if you don't want to be surrounded by a lot of people, come in before 4:30, and after 4:30 is when the social hour starts, and there will be a lot of people in the rec center. So it's sort of a fun vibe. And then let's talk about intramural sports. Our intramural sports is semi-competitive. And what I mean by that is we actually focus on building community more than the sport itself. So we'll put teams together, leagues together. You can sign up for different sports. And if you don't know anybody here, we actually have what we call a free agent league that will pair teams together. So no matter what, you always have a team to be on. Some of our sports include soccer, basketball, that's indoor and outdoor soccer, volleyball, flag football, a lot of different things. And then we'll have like one-day programs, whether it's backyard sports or 3-point competitions. So yeah, different things to participate in there. And then we have this huge intramural field complex that's right behind the rec center. It's 13 acres of field space that we actually now leave open for students if they want to go out and do their own thing, kick a soccer ball around, throw the football around. That's always open for our students to utilize. And then different things, you see our field space, and we even do bubble ball in our indoor soccer arena, which is a lot of fun. And then also, if you're living on campus, this is a pretty cool thing that we started last year, partnering with housing. You can participate in intramural sports for free. All you got to do is reach out to our intramural sports program. You see the email there, or you can reach out via our website and just drop us an email. Let us know you want to play, and we can get it worked out for you. And this is just an example of last fall's intramural schedule. It gives you an idea of the things that we offer, whether it's disc golf or cornhole or flag football, outdoor soccer, pickleball. Of course, we have a huge pickleball league now, and it continues to grow, even things like dodgeball. And this is an example. We talked about early season. We don't have our schedules done yet, but I always want to tell people and give people an example of things that we offer right as school starts. So we'll be doing this again. Actually, our Blue Zoo Bash just got on the calendar as September 13th this year. And that is a huge celebration of the school year starting during family weekend. And it'll be catered with food and outdoor games and bands and everything else. So it's definitely a great thing for you to attend. And then lastly, here's our resources. Campus rec registration, IM schedules. Of course, you can always find this on our website as well. And we try to keep this up to date. Here in about a week and a half, we'll have all of our schedules up for outdoor trips, for intramurals, for group fitness. All this will be live and ready to go on our webpage. All right. And I think that does it. All right. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate you listening.
Oh, thank you. One of my questions was, what are you going to have for orientation week? Because we always try to loop our students in. So when that schedule comes out, I'm going to want to put that on our schedule, because yes, like you said, in about a week and a half or 2 weeks before classes start. So it's coming up that we get our schedules organized. Because we're on PowerPoint roll in a way, I'm going to go ahead, John, and do mine, if you don't mind.
Okay.
And I am going to then share my screen if I can get mine to work. It seems to be a little, what's going on here? There we go. Okay. And let me share. I'm going to bring it over here. Oh, sorry. Hold on, people. Not so techy. All right. I want to bring it over here first, and then I want to start. Okay, I'm going to share this screen, and I'm going to get rid of everybody. I'm going to move them over here. I'm going to move this over here. Start the slideshow, and we're off. All right. So we're going to talk just a little bit about health services. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because we always talk about this a lot in both orientation. We've covered it in our next step webinars a couple of times already this summer. So this is just going to be an overview of the hours, what they offer. It is so much more than just the vaccinations and then just the TB test that you need at the first week of classes. So as Josh was saying, when you walk into this building, and this building is a combination, the rec center, you walk into this building, if you turn right, you're going to the health center. You turn left, you're going to go to the rec center. Straight ahead is MTOP, the outdoor pursuit area. So it's kind of a multi-purpose building. But when you turn left and you go to the health center, they have a small clinic behind that front desk. So all of you will be asked to go to the health center and get your tuberculosis test. the first week of class. For all you F1 students, you now have a hold on your account that says you need to get this done within the first few days of classes. This is why we encourage you to try to come early, so we can get all these things out of the way. And when classes start, you're just ready to roll on your classes. So most days they are open from 8 to 4:30. You can notice on Thursdays, they're open a little later, and on Fridays, they close a little earlier because it is the weekend coming up, and a lot of paperwork needs to be done before we go into the weekend. So they do have different hours. The summertime, they have a little more limited hours because there's less students on campus. They do have on their website, and they will go over this, is after hour care if something happens. They do have this information on their website. We generally, when we're talking about insurance, we ask you to really try not to go to the emergency room while you're in the United States. Save that for a real emergency. Urgent care usually has much longer hours than the health center, and so we try to guide you more toward urgent care. This information we will talk a little bit more about when we do our international orientation. First one is coming up next week. So the things that you are most concerned about is international students. Before you can register for classes, you need to have a tuberculosis test. So your hold now starts the first day of classes. If you're living on campus, you must have the meningitis vaccination before you can register for housing. An internal hold for varicella and MMR. As an F1 student, you know you need to be full-time enrolled. That means 12 hours minimum, credit hours per semester. If you don't have your MMR and varicella, you will not be able to register full-time. It will stop you at 11.99 hours. And so this is particularly important if you're here on the F1 visa. It's easily forgotten. We've talked about it in our next step webinars that these are good to have gotten done. Now, if you have your vaccination, send them to the health center, get that out of the way. So you don't need to be asking mom and dad to send your vaccinations when you're still trying to deal with the food in America and living in America and classes and professors and all of that stuff. It's so much to handle when you're new to the country. As I said, the health center has a lot of services than just your vaccination. They will do sick visits. They will do physicals for our athletes. Our pro pilot students need a physical. They will take care of your skin. They will do x-rays. They have an x-ray back and machine in the back. They can do lab work. They can do travel. They did a lot of our COVID vaccinations, our COVID tests they were doing for students. If you have allergies, and sometimes living in a different country, it brings up allergies you didn't know you had. They can be worse here than they were in your home country or vice versa. And they also do women's health. So it's important for our female students to make sure that they have reliable health care as well. If you have a need to go off campus, the health center is your first stop. They will facilitate finding you a physician or a clinic, the hospital within our network for the insurance. They will negotiate with the hospital and Luremark to help you with the most reasonable cost. They have done amazing things, and they are very, very supportive of our students. The university, we require all of our F1 students to be enrolled in the university-sponsored insurance. And Luremark is the company that we have partnered with. The health center works very, very closely with Luremark in providing health care. We actually had a meeting with Luremark yesterday, preparing for our students to come to make sure your enrollment in insurance is from the day you arrive in the United States. You're able to go to the health center and they can help you. The biggest reason we encourage you to go to the health center first is managing reimbursement and making claims with American insurance companies is difficult for us Americans. And we're asking you to we require you to be enrolled in the university-sponsored insurance, so you don't need to worry about any of that. You go to the health center, they will bill Luermark directly. Luermark will pay your health care bill. If there's anything left over, they will let you know. But it works smoothly. They do a wonderful job of taking care of our students. Okay, and that is, I'm done. I'm going to not share my screen. So John, if you want to take over on your part with MT One Stop, I'm going to stop sharing. All right, John, take it away.
Yeah, so the MT One Stop, I don't have a PowerPoint, but the MT One Stop is going to be one of the services on campus that is going to be very useful for all students, especially for y'all, as you learn essentially how college works in the United States. So the One Stop is going to be there for any of your enrollment needs, anything from how to figure out how to set up a schedule, who you need to talk to about what courses you need to take, questions about the courses you're in, anything like that. The One Stop is usually your first stop for any of those kinds of questions. There are going to be certain things that the One Stop cannot help you with. Those things are going to be immigration and your scholarships from us. So if you have an international scholarship, your first stop should be the One Stop, but it is very possible they'll send you back to us because there's only so much information they have regarding those scholarships. But they'd still be your first stop there. But immigration, that is all going to be us. That's the only thing that they are not trained on that we would deal with for U.S. students. And so you'd want to make sure that you reach out to us about that. Another really important part of the One Stop is the food pantry. So the One Stop has a food pantry that students can visit once a week, where you can get some food, whether that be just stopping in to get a snack, or if you want to get some food like something like groceries. It can really help supplement your food intake so that you don't have to pay for all of that. We also are hoping to do a food drive for them as well for international foods to try and get some of those other foods there that that we'll talk about some other time. But the food pantry is available that you guys should use if you need it, and as well as the One Stop for any of your enrollment needs. Oh, and actually, I just realized there's another thing that you need to know about the One Stop. They have a virtual counter. So whereas a lot of our office, we can only talk to you via email, or phone call, the One Stop has a virtual counter where you can speak with an enrollment coordinator via Zoom, similar to this. They're only available on MTSU's business hours. So some of you, that's not going to work out as well as for others, but they can be very useful. Some of those questions that you may have, it's just a lot easier to go through those through a video chat than it is through email. So sometimes for those questions, it is better to get on the virtual counter. So I did want you to know that that is a service that they have available for you as well. And that's about all I have for the One Stop.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So that kind of gives you an overview of a very small portion of everything you have available to you when you come to campus. Most everything, MT One Stop will handle your registration. For almost all other matters, you can come here first. We will find the answer. If we cannot give you the answer, we will point you in the direction in which office you need to go to find an answer. So if you don't know, if you're overwhelmed and you have no idea where to go, come here. We will find the answer for you and say, well, you need to go to the health center, you need to go to Mr. Stone in the rec center, or you need to go to MT One Stop. We will get that answer for you. So don't be worried if you're not sure where to go. Okay, we're going to open it up to questions. And as always, we put our questions in the chat. We're going to ask you to try to keep them to the topic of the webinar. Anything else, we're going to ask you to email us directly. Again, the rules: don't put your M number in the chat. We're going to save that. The chat will become public, and so you don't want your M numbers in the chat. All right, I have one who says they're not. So I mentioned international orientation is on the 7th. That is a virtual orientation. Okay, the second one's going to be on the 20th. One of those is required for all F1 students and the J students. So if you are coming on a J visa or coming on an F visa, you must attend one of those. It is very, very important to get all your immigration information. Okay, the other one, the recording will be out on the website probably Monday because Matthew was not in the office today and he is our webmaster, so he's managing the website. He will put it on the website probably Monday or Tuesday, so be patient. The other webinars are all posted on the website under International Affairs. So if you missed the Next Step webinar, if you missed the visa interview webinar, go out to the website and look for those. They will be very, very helpful if you have an upcoming visa interview. All right, any other questions? I'm not seeing so many in the chat. Okay. All right, if we don't have any questions, we're going to let this go. Thank you, Dr. Hensley and Mr. Stone, for joining us. I am taking notes. I learned a lot. We will absolutely have your information available to the students if they come here, but yes, at least they know where you are. Peck Hall is, like Dr. Hensley said, is very, very near us. And the rec center, you will have to go to that building to get your TB test. Anything that is specific to your arrival or anything that I'm asking that you email us because it has nothing to do with the student services. Email us for specific questions about arrival, about your schedule, about your I-20, about registration, email us specifically. If you have a question about the rec center, student services, you can put that in the chat. Okay. I want to try to keep these to a reasonable time. They have been getting very, very lengthy in the recent webinars. So I'm going to thank our guests once more time. Thank you. Please do not be a stranger. Go and see these different departments on campus. They are your friend. They are definitely a friend and will make your time much more enjoyable here. All right, thank you everyone, and we will see you Tuesday. We're having one on D2L, the learning platform that students must use, along with your MT accounts, your pipeline, your MT email, all of that we're going to talk about on Tuesday. So, Mr. Stone, Dr. Hensley, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We hope that, yeah, absolutely. I learned a lot, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Everyone else, we will see you on campus in about 3 weeks. All right. Thank you, everyone.